Look, facing foreclosure in New Jersey is stressful. Maybe you're confused, maybe you're embarrassed, maybe you're tired of the endless letters and calls. But the first thing I want you to know is this: you're not alone, and you have more options than you think. And if you ever want someone to walk you through which options apply to you, just reach out. I'm here to help. Now, foreclosure doesn't happen overnight. It happens in stages. And the stage that you're in determines what options you still have left. If you're anywhere before the sheriff sale date, you still have options. And I'll walk you through them one by one. First option you have is reinstatement. This means repaying everything you owe in one shot, like missed payments, fees, legal costs, all of it. This is the quickest way to stop the foreclosure completely if you have access to funds or your income has recovered. Just to give you an example, we helped a single mom out in Patterson who fell behind after her surgery. Once her disability back pay came in, we sat down, calculated her reinstatement amount, and we stopped the foreclosure immediately. If you can pull this off, it's the cleanest option. It just gets pricey with all the added fees. Next option is loan modification. This is where the lender restructures your mortgage to make payments more affordable. Some of the techniques that they do is lowering the payment, extending the term, or moving missed payments to the back of the loan. One example of this is when we helped a homeowner out in Newark who missed 5 months of mortgage payments due to losing his job. We gathered all the necessary documents, presented at a bank, and they approved his loan modification and lowered his payment by $600 a month. It literally saved his home. So option number 3 is a repayment plan. A repayment plan is when the bank lets you spread your missed payments over the next 6 to 12 months. But here's the catch. Your monthly payment actually goes up for a little while before going back to normal. So it's important that you have your income back on track. With option number 4, we have forbearances. A forbearance is a temporary break given over by a lender over to a borrower. These are typically given during periods of distress such as medical issues or job loss. It's important to know that this is not a forgiveness, but this is simply a temporary break that you still have to owe after the period. With option number 5, we have selling your home the traditional way. When you sell your home the traditional way, there's multiple steps involved, such as listings, repairs, inspections, appraisals, etc. But it can work. But you need to consider that when you're in foreclosure, it can get risky. The buyers will fall through, inspections will cause delays, appraisals will come in low. And the sheriff's sale date will not be waiting for any of that. I had a homeowner in Clifton try listing their home traditionally, but the buyer's appraisal came in low and they lost 30 crucial days in the process. And they ended up calling me only days away from the auction. Now, if the time is tight or the home needs repairs or you just don't want to deal with the stress, a direct sale to a flexible home buyer is usually your most reliable option. No repairs, no showings, no appraisal delays, no buyer financing issues, and most importantly, you choose a timeline. For example, we had a family that had a home out in Morris County that needed over $80,000 in work, and their sheriff sale day was within 31 days. The traditional sale route wasn't realistic. So we stepped in, handled everything, kept them in their home until the move-out date, and we prevented the foreclosure from hitting their record. So this is exactly what my team at Meckey Estates specializes in, giving homeowners a fast, flexible, stress-free option when timelines are tight. The last option is Chapter 13 bankruptcy. It stops the foreclosure immediately, literally the moment it's filed. But it's not for everybody. But for some people, when time is extremely limited, it buys them the time needed to breathe. We had a homeowner in Union City who was about 10 days away from a sheriff's sale. Because of that, direct sale couldn't happen fast enough. But luckily, we connected him with a specialist that filed for Chapter 13, paused everything, and he eventually got back on track. And just remember, these options only stay available if you act early. Waiting does nothing but shrink your options. So you might ask me which option is the best. Well, it really comes down to 3 things. How much time you have, how much you owe, and whether you want to keep the home or sell it. Once we know these 3 things, the option becomes clear pretty quickly. I know it's a lot to go through, but you don't need to go through it alone. If you want someone to walk you through your options, just reach out. Call Meckey Estates today, and the sooner we'll talk, the more options you'll have.